Hello, I'm EnterElysium and welcome back to Tyranny, the classic RPG where you actually play a villain. So, we've just read the Edict of Kairos. Everyone in the valley is going to die unless we hold the, I think it's the Hall of Swords by something. It's a place, right, we need to hold a hall, which is basically inside the enemy's grasp, by Kyros's Day of Swords. Come on, what it's called. What is it called again? Journal. It does not say. It gives me the minimum ones. Oh, there we go. No, it doesn't. God damn it. Okay, right. So, let us go and help out some of the people outside, because we need to help out, because they are unable to really do much without me. For some reason, they're just incompetent, let's be honest. We're needed to bring order and stability. Right, we should talk to some people. Should we talk to some people? Should we talk? Yes, we should. You look interesting. Let's talk to you. Glory to the voices in the rat. Projecting his salutation for all to hear, the grinning blood chanter raps his staff against the ground as you approach. Faint the EnterElysium, I presume. His smile quickly retreats, giving way to a sour scowl. I am Bitter Quip. I am here as the emissary of the Scarlet Chorus. Yeah, farewell. I gotta go help things. I've got to speed up time, you know. I can't wait around forever. The voices... Sorry, the Day of Swords is coming. You know, people talked up here, then they don't talk up there. There is some sort of tradey thing here. It's indicating that there's something down here. Oh, can I talk to, Verse? No. Okay.
Aye.
Alright, let's continue on. I think... Yeah, you've got little stars on the map, so I can talk to you. Hello! I am Lucia. This is Marcus. This favored soldier points to the armed man next to her, and you must be the Fatebinder. We've been assigned to babies... Assigned to your hospitality. Marcus quickly interjects. We'll remain on disfavored ground. If you should need a place to rest, we can make the necessary preparations. What can we do for you? I don't have any backgrounds here. Tell me about yourself, what skills you... Blah, blah, blah. What is he serving with? Why is he serving? Blah, blah, blah. I'd like some training. So you can get training off these people. And you can pay them for training. I don't know. I don't know if I really want to pay people for training right now, especially considering it's very early in the game and money's important. Yeah, I don't really want training from either of these. They're not really my primary things. Let's talk to you over here. Oh, I can't talk to you. Let's talk to you. You look interesting. Fatebinder Elysia, am I right? I'm Sevius, commander of third generation disfavored. Specifically, I'm Sevius the Younger. Some folks can't keep track. The rank says commander, but lately I'm just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to Iron Marshal if you've something official that needs discussing. What is it you need? I've overheard that the Earthshaker reinforcements have gone. Is there a problem? Oh, okay, let's do that. I'm afraid so. Radix, the head of the Earthbreakers, is supposed to arrive with a group of his most competent spell singers to help break this stalemate. I don't know what's holding up their arrival, and that worries me. If you are at all inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcane support on this. Ooh. Ooh, soldier is a thing, but Guild Apprentice, have you checked any caches of confiscated lore? If only our work was that easy. At the Archon of War's behest, we make a bonfire of any illicit tomes or scrolls we might confiscate. What a waste! At least those that don't slip through our fingers from time to time. The likelihood of finding our missing mages nestled among stacks of parchment is slim. Yeah, I could lend a hand. It'll help, like, take the place, right? Could you? I knew that Tunon's agents wouldn't fail us in a time of need. I'll mark the last known site of our Earthshaker reinforcements on your map. Good hunting, Fatebinder. Okay, farewell. Anyone else wanna... We've got another thing down here. Iron Marshal... Yeah, we'll go to the Iron Marshal. Oh, hello, you look interesting. Barrack. Oh, we talked about you, weren't we? You can't make out the ironclad soldier's expression under his twisted helmet. He merely stares at you. Okay. Don't just cuddle the impact. Push back with your shields. Take the momentum. Iron Marshal Aria's field commander of the Disfavored pounds her fist into the air as she calls out the warrior on the training field. I said eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you've lost. It's the chest you meant to check, not the waistline. You look at their chest. All attacks originate in the chest. Also, if you look at someone's hand because you're like, oh, look where the sword's going, you just swing your hand back and forth and no one can tell anything. Chest is where all the power comes from. This officer turns to look at you, adjusting her pale golden surcoat. This is the Iron Marshal Arias, first among the equals in the Iron Guard, in a circle, charge of being the duties of leadership, blah, 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 blah. Okay. As she clears her throat, need to stay on top of the troops or their skills will rust. It's their own good, even if they don't believe it. It was mentioned that you were short on warriors and need help. What's the situation? Like, I don't think that we could pander around with all these other, like, how are you doing? What's your background? We've got, 8 days and then everyone dies. Let's do this quickly, right? The edict filled us full of, like, renewed vigor, and we don't have fatigue. We need to strike while the iron is hot, so they say. I mean, it's a Smith Forge mage expression I learned while I was in thingy place. The background, Lethian's Crossing. That's the one. Yeah, strike while the iron is hot. It's a saying that they have back there. I have bridges amassed along the Placid, Echocore, and Littletoothed crossings. The Vendry Guard may be able to hold one bridge, but they cannot hold against a concentrated, three-pronged attack. Concerted, but whatever. I have no right to give you orders, but we all died. Kyrsa's edict should be full. So I'm not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good help. She said I was good help. I think getting tactical information is important. So this is the second major attack on this river, correct? What happened last time? Defeat in detail. We carved a bloody path up the river, but at that point, everyone who charged ahead was lost. We had no chorus backup. It was just a few disfavored squads. I can't tell you exactly how they were defeated, but we lost the whole assault team. We found bodies washed up in the river for days. It's not often the Tearsmen put up such a good fight. It certainly made us reevaluate the numbers we need to take this valley. Why did the cross not back us up? That is a question. Really? You sure our scouts just didn't give you all sorts of details about the enemy and you just chose to disregard our warnings? We can pass up the blame after the war. Only the Oathbreakers matter now. Quite right. Getting our emotions in the mix won't hasten this campaign. I will assist. Then a plan just might work. We're loath to work with those who don't share our trade and our values, but we know that Tune the Adjudicator selects only the most capable minds for his court, and I trust he will honor us on the field. Antio will leading the charge at the Echocore Assault Crossing. Assisting you will be Barrack of the Stone Shields. She wants the heavily armored soldier standing sentry at the edge of the training field. Before you ask, no, the forge-bound wound sloshed on Dapplesealed when they fitted his armor. He survived the full assault of the Edict of Storms, and this armor doesn't exactly come off. Tactically, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise, it's something of a curse. Barrack, come meet the Fatebinder. The soldier that steps up before you better resembles an amalgamation of rusted blades and mismatched pieces of armor, fused with a vaguely human shape. He reeks of sweat, feces, and whatever oil treatment keeps him flexible.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
An honor.
Likewise, good Binder.
The soldier heaves a heavy iron arm into a salute, the whole body clanging, and he wraps his gauntlet against the twisted steel of metal that forms his breastplate. Interesting.
Eric, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
Do you know each other?
No. Oh, that is to say, yes. I'm already as familiar with this ironclad halfwit as I care to be.
Well, I'm glad our team are going to get along. I'm sorry about that. For some reason I've been getting really loads of spam calls lately.
We don't have time to trade jabs today, Verse. After the siege, you can throw as many tantrums as you please. I suggest that we remain focused on the mission.
No offense to the mission, but seeing you looking like a garbage heap and reeking of a mass grave is more amusing by far. Did you forget how to don your armor, or did Grave and Ash leave you out in the rain?
I don't believe we've been acquainted.
It's challenging enough to experience battle from a courtroom, much less remember the faces of your cohorts. I wouldn't expect you to know me under these accursed blades of rust.
He bangs on his malformed chest for emphasis. The Fatebinder will be joining us for the push across the river. I figured an extra hand might help. And more importantly, if my worries come true and the chorus tries to impede the mission, we have an observer from the court on our side.
Better to work with the Honorable Binder than some chorus children.
I asked that Barrack accompany you there to arbitrate the cooperation between his company and the Scarlet Chorus. Barrack, you've been around a cohort since the last days of Stalwart. It's time to give your task more worthy than hauling wagons and leading training drills. Ash has assigned you to the Fatebinder's service. You are to assume this task is ongoing until we find a more permanent spot for you, which could very well mean the swiftly approaching end of this war, or when the Fatebinder dismisses you. Is that understood? Barrack regards the Iron Marshal in oppressive silence. That's an order, Barrack. He can be as stubborn as pulling a spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier. I hope you don't mind the company. I'm honored to have a member of the Iron Legion on my side. Excellent. I look forward to your success on the field. Okay, right. We've got an extra companion. We're up to 3 now. Ooh, level up. Awesome. Right, so you're mostly like a tank. Almost quite literally, considering you're all made of iron. Yeah, let's like up your resolve, since that's more to do with like, you know, endurance, will, affliction, defense. We'll save that. And then we get to pick your like talent points. So we've got Sentinel, which is your like defensive one, and Punisher, which is like your offensive one. So we could grab stuff like, you know, get a chance to attack enemies that engage you, increase one-handed damage, blah, 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 intimidating force, or we could get Clash of Iron, issue a mocking invitation, challenging enemies to attack Barrack. So that's basically a taunt. I'm totally down for getting a taunt on our tank. Draws the attention away from me and Verse. How did you do that? Do what? Back in the Archaean's war tent, you cast an edict as casually as reading a supply supplement. How did you do that? I've done it before. You cast the Edict of Fire on the Vellum Citadel. I heard about it. How Curtis's anger raised a volcano from under the sage's own fortress. That was some impressive work. That was me, alright. Well, call me impressed. Considering you've read the words of Kairos more than once, I'm surprised that you're even alive to tell it. Your vocal cords should have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable, it's just worth recognizing that you're done. You're not only are you Tion's Fatebinder, you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord. It gives me plenty of reason to stick around. You're going places and I want to see where they lead. That's enough for now. Okay, cool. So, like, when you read an edict, your vocal cords meant to, like, turn to ash? Someone really could have told me that before I started reading them, but sure. Okay. Let's get moving. So, this is where the scouts went missing. This is the crossing that we're meant to be helping. And this is the Scarlet Chorus camp. So, since we're, like, going to be heading to the other side of the valley, because I want to make sure we get the Earthbanders before we try our assault. It will really help us, like, punching through. I think we'll hit the Scarlet Chorus camp up first, since it is on the way. Ambush! Your path is blocked by a small group of Vendrian Guard. You can go no further until you deal with them. Oh, yeah! Time to fight. I mean, a lot of people have been saying, oh, there's so little fighting and stuff. It's mostly because it's just setting up the beginning of the game, etc., blah, 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 blah. It's quite a talky game. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot more talking at the beginning in addition because it's setting up the world and your objectives and the whole thing. By the way, I haven't mentioned it, but I really like the idea that you've got this limited time and then traveling takes you time and your whole sort of competing against time and against the enemy. That's really cool. Anyway, let's go fight these enemies. Hello, they've got a mage.
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
Ooh, she's voiced. She's important. A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashes of aquamarine body paint peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and her outfit is festooned in braids and knots of sailor's line. Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Vendrian garb regalia. Vendrian guard regalia. That's some reason it's really difficult to say. The woman leans on an elaborate bladed staff pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm. It's a symbol of diplomacy and truce regarded almost across the known world, and is a custom the Tearsmen hold dear. To harm another person under the auspices of the blue flag is a grave offense. In both the Tears and in Keris' Empire, the custom is punishable with death. Okay, so here we go. We've kind of got to go with this because it is... She's bringing like a flag of truce or whatever, or diplomacy. And it is a custom in Keris' Empire as well, so that's good to know. Aquamarine body paint. The School of Tides. So she's like a water mage.
In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
She bows deeply, lowering her head in practiced display of etiquette. The warriors by her remain in ready stance, their nerves clearly on edge. I mean, sure, she's doing the whole bowing thing. In accordance with ancient customs, north and south, I abide by this truce.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos' way, but we must have hope. A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
One of the leaders on the attack on Edgering Ruins. Tarkus Deimos was subdued during the battle in accordance with the... So he's the guy we were like, yeah, no, the chorus can have him rather than execute him. We could be honest, or we could lie. We could lie and say we let him go. I don't really think there's anything to be gained there. Lie and say he's dead, possibly demoralize them. Or we could say he's been recruited, or, you know, interrogated, whatever it implies by being of the chorus. Which I think is a lot more demoralizing. Or I don't know him. What would you offer in exchange? Yeah, we could ask what they'll offer in exchange. Assuming he's our prisoner, what would you offer?
We would offer you 5 choirmen that got lost on patrol. They're healthy. Got other limbs, too.
I would not have us barter with oathbreakers. Certainly not for anything less than disfavored lives.
Come on, Barak.
You say there's something worth less than a disfavored life. Call me intrigued.
Let's say he was with the chorus, right? It demoralizes him a little bit. Right, he's with the chorus.
Then if we see him again, it will have to be as enemies.
Oh yeah. Gain fear.
If I may make one more inquiry. What of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
Oh, he's the guy who took Drastus hostage at Edgering Ruins. Yeah, he did not survive the encounter. We could lie and say it was taken by the chorus. Yeah, let's make it so that everyone was taken by the chorus.
Another loss to the chorus. So be it. My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start.
You should join the chorus as well.
I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
I would ask you some questions, yeah.
We shouldn't be socializing with oathbreakers.
I will entertain them as best I can. After all, understanding is the only hope we have. What is it you wish to know?
Who's in charge of this insurrection?
Listen to you. Thinking just like the Overlord wants you to think. There always has to be a person in charge, or things don't make sense. Well, we don't answer to anyone. We are each of us sons and daughters of the Tears, and take this task upon ourselves freely. But Captain Tarkus Ari, former Falksman of Queen Vendry and Alanta, is the voice we trust when we seek unanimity.
Okay. So, Captain Tarkus Ari, right. To be fair, though, oh, no one's in charge. Those two look like they're subservient to you. And to be fair, in a military structure, you kind of need to have quick, like, decisions and stuff. And that's what a hierarchical order is for, rather than just a, oh, let's have a debate. Were they relations? Tarkus Ari and Targus Demos.
Yes. Deimos was Ari's brother. We were certain he was dead, but the captain takes family seriously. So I volunteered to find some answers. And now here we are.
I mean, if we want to trade, you know, for more than 5 prisoners, since we now know he's valuable, but that doesn't seem to be like an option. Let's ask about the prison swaps.
That is our way, Binder. Here in the South, only thugs and bandits kill prisoners. The younger realms may be guilty of constant fighting, but we never slay each other when the battle's long over. We're not about to change that now. As a rule, Kairos' forces haven't been keen on swapping prisoners. But I know our disfavored prisoners aren't prisoners anymore. I just assumed they were swapped for some of our own.
Our disfavored prisoners aren't prisoners anymore. It's just... Our disfavored prisoners aren't prisoners anymore. You don't... So basically you had disfavored prisoners and then they disappear. Okay, that's interesting.
Fair enough. But now a question for you. The Edict. I can feel its magic coursing through the air. Everyone can. But those of us enlightened to the currents of magic feel it most. The wording of the Edict. What was it?
Such details are for us only. Honest truth. Silent. Curse on the valley, those distilled Kairos will slowly grow, weaken, and die. To be fair, that's like, well, you're gonna die anyway. I think we'd be honest. Because, like, there's no downside to being honest. Like, effectively, look, you're gonna die if you don't, like, you know, surrender. So, like, this is just, like, there's no point, like, you're gonna die anyway. So they've got nothing to, like, you know, lose by just fighting to the death. Whereas here, look, everybody dies if you don't surrender. If you surrender, we get the Ascension Hall, and then it doesn't happen.
In the name of the vaunted North, the will of Kairos should be delivered with blade and hammer, not to the ears of
shut up,
oath-breakers
Barrack.
and compromisers.
Curious. You did say all in the valley. So the edict will affect Kairos' forces? This is most unexpected.
I mean, I would have lied to begin with, but since we've kind of apparently just screwed up and just said everyone, like, I can't really cover it very easily. I'm just going to say correct.
That is most troubling. So either the soldiers come to destroy and kill us, or the edict does the work. I suppose we should be so honored the Overlord is taking no chances on us. I've another question for you, if you will entertain it.
It's getting a lot of questions here.
Are we really standing here and chatting with Oathbreakers? It's hard to watch. Like cuddling a goat you're going to kill for dinner.
Ask a question.
When I was young, my parents told me the Tiers were special, and the Overlord's edicts and armies could never touch us. Seems I've been told a hefty sum of lies. So answer this honestly for me, please. Is it true that Tunon's fate binders can smell truth from falsehood?
That's true. Falsehood and parchment is especially rank smell to endure.
Curious. Then I would recommend against reading the work of the sages. You'd no doubt find it an offense to the senses.
The sages? That's not I don't want to highlight. I want to know what these sages are. Okay, fine.
And Kairos' edicts. I have heard the sages speak at length that some of the edicts elsewhere in the world have been broken. How is this?
Okay, there's actually a really obvious one here. Like, lies, you're mistaken, a strong anti-magical force can end an edict. No. No. You're mistaken, she might be like, well, there are still rumors. If I lie here, she'll be like, oh, there's a way to break it. This, which is the truth, and my law knowledge, it varies because of the wording of the proclamation. If Kairos provides a clause allowing the edict to end, the clause can be satisfied. That's basically me saying, look, Kairos' edicts happen when Kairos wants them to. If Kairos doesn't want them to happen to, like, doesn't want them to have an effect, they don't. They don't break. They happen exactly as they're intended.
Ah, so some edicts are forever. The rest are, as long as Kairos has in mind? Needless to say, Kairos' magic is unlike anything we've seen in any Archon. And one more mildly
this is getting a lot.
self-indulgent question, but I simply must know. Kairos, male or female?
I don't see the point in like saying I honestly don't know for certain.
Really? You don't know either? You work for the Overlord, but you don't know if she, or he, has an innie or an outie?
I kind of like her a little bit. Would you feel better or worse knowing you lost your mana, and why does this matter?
You speak true. It ultimately matters not. My apologies. The question now seems rather foolish. You must remember, Kairos was just a horror story from distant lands for much of our lives. We have many unanswered questions. You'll forgive, I hope, the questions. The Overlord and his Archons used to be things of legend. Now they're everyday maladies, and I'm eager to separate the truth from the lies I've been told by House and Guild.
Okay.
In accordance to our most ancient customs, let us depart in honorable accord. May peace find you, Fatebinder.
Bye. Okay. Well, I think it's time to continue moving on to the chorus camp, but that'll be next episode. So if you've enjoyed, please remember to like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We'll continue this tomorrow when we get to the chorus camp, and then hopefully get into finding out what happened to these Earthshakers, because we could really use the support, especially since they seem to at least have one mage that we've seen. Until next time, though, stay shiny.